Hello everyone, and welcome to my first update video of 2025 for my retro resale business. I'm going to talk a little bit about how things finished out at the end of last year and some of my final sales, as well as my first pickup of the new year, and I'll have some video to show you in just a second about that. So let's talk first about how the last year went. I do plan to have a more in-depth video to talk about numbers and charts and kind of how things went as far as starting from no store whatsoever to opening an eBay store and what that was like. But by the end of the year, in short, quarter over quarter, I kind of had 3 quarters that I was doing business in. And in each segment or each quarter of the year, the store grew somewhat. It had more growth from the first to the second quarter than it did at the end of the year. And again, I'll talk about that in more depth in a separate video. But really, it kind of stagnated as far as the total sales numbers went at the end of 2024, which surprised me a little bit. But at the same time, I was able to keep building the store by adding more inventory and getting better at my system and my processes for how I list things and even how I acquire inventory. So at the end of the year, I sold from the big Xbox pickup that I got in the middle of last summer. I sold my next to last Xbox 360 from that lot and have cleared out a little bit of space at least to bring in more. And it just so happens that yesterday I picked up 2 more Xbox 360 Slims. So I'll show that here in just a second, and also the sales of the last one boxing that up. Here's one item I'm happy to be getting rid of that I've had since the summer, and it is the last Xbox 360 other than the one that I'll be keeping right here, which I've been using for testing any new Xbox 360 games that I get in. So this one doesn't have a power adapter, but it has the box and the system itself. It's the 4 GB version, just like the other one that's sitting there on the shelf. And so I've packed it on the inside. I have a little bit of air padding underneath the Xbox because it sits up kind of on the top side of the box itself, and it weighs, close to 10 pounds. So I want to make sure it has at least some kind of cushion in there while it's in transit. Then I've packed it all the way around with bubble wrap, just kind of what I had available. I'm using up some of the last of the miscellaneous supplies. I'm going to need to order some soon, just some fresh bubble wrap. And also packing paper on the sides, because I can't really fit much. If I had more of this kind of bubble wrap, I might stuff it in on the sides. But that should give it some padding for moving side to side. So I just wanted to show how I do that. And I'll be reusing this box that's been sitting in my garage, actually. I don't even know where it came from. But this should work just fine. And I'm happy to get this much space back in my house because I've picked up some more new inventory. Got a tape player here, a sound bar with a subwoofer system, and all the other things you see here. These are VCR DVD combos. And I think one of them, I think the DVD works on both, but the VCR didn't on one of them, so I may have to do some troubleshooting. I'm pretty sure the Philips works. It's also got a DVD. I didn't realize that. Okay. So I've got 3 DVD VCR combos, which is pretty cool. And that'll be some good things to list and good things to ship out because they take up a bit of space too. All right, I just got to a pickup spot where I am about to look at and pick up 2 more Xbox 360s and a bunch of games. I think there's like 20 games or so, including another copy of LA Noire. I can't remember any of the other ones off the top of my head that I saw in the listing, but it should be a pretty good deal. It's going to be $100 for 2 Xbox 360s with the power supplies. Should be working as well, and 20 games. And so it sounds like a good deal, and let's see how it goes. Right then, so this was a good pickup. As expected, the person had good reviews on the marketplace and seemed to be, responsive and everything. So this worked out really fast. Got some good titles in here. I'm excited to go through it all later or tomorrow at this point because it's about, I'm ready for dinner. But box is full of games, and some good games too. Saints Row. I think there's 2 copies of Fallout 3. One's Game of the Year edition. As a matter of fact, multiple copies of Saints Row 4. There's GTA 5, which I have on the PS4, and even some more loose games here. Nice. The Xboxes are down on the bottom, so I'll look at those later. There's like a headset. So some of the stuff, I'm going to want to keep some of it, honestly, because, you know, I never really got to play this era of games when it was new, except a little bit on the PS3. But, you know, I haven't really been able to afford as much gaming as I would like in most of my adult life, or the time or the money. But as far as I know, the games are all in here too. Yep, with the labels. And I don't know, like, was this a gamer that I bought this from? But it seems like when you get a purchase like this, it seems like it's going to be somebody who is a reseller that buys, you know, storage units or buys out other people's collections. Or I have no idea. I didn't ask them because it was kind of a quick deal that we just did. But you know, like, this is some good stuff here to play and to sell, so I should have a good time with it. And the Xboxes, again, are supposed to be working, so those sell pretty quick. Even without a power cord, I sold them pretty quick for, like, I think $45 was about the average price that I listed and sold them for, and they'd sell in like 2 weeks or less on eBay. So I thought this car was about to run into me. They were flying into the parking lot. We're at a Hobby Lobby parking lot, so I think people, you know, they want to get their Hobby Lobby goods. But anyways, I got to get going. The sun's going down, and one of my headlights this morning, I was out in the early morning hours to get some breakfast, and my headlight, one of them, went out. So I want to get home before it gets too dark, and I need to stop and get some dinner along the way too. So that's all for now, but I will probably add a little bit to this video later to unbox. My friends, let us take a look. Let us take a closer and a better look at yesterday's haul of the Xbox, and let's bring it inside. Here we are. I brought everything back into the living room where I have the most space to start unboxing and looking at what we've got here. I will start to go through it here in just a second. Let me free up my other hand. And again, we've got some good titles. I'm looking forward to see what's in this box. Even though, I mean, technically I already know what's in the box because I saw the pictures yesterday when I was making an offer on this. But we've got Doom 3, Fallout 3, and Skyrim, which I looked at in the car already. They should all be Xbox 360 games. Another Resident Evil. I don't have a copy of this one yet. Operation Raccoon City. I don't even know what this one is. Conquer Live and Reloaded. Here's that Game of the Year edition, Fallout 3. Crackdown. I'm not sure what this is. Some kind of mayhem game. Those are pretty popular for a while. Dragon Age 2. Bully. Titanfall. Do we already have that one? Saints Row 4, Commander-in-Chief Edition. Okay. I think there's a couple of different editions of Saints Row that are going to be part of this. Red Dead Redemption. I think I have this on PS3 also. Gears of War, Judgment. Rainbow Six Vegas 2. Have this. This is the first game I bought when I bought a PS3 back in like 2009 or 2010, sometime around there. I really got it for Assassin's Creed, but the first game I bought, maybe it came with it, maybe it was a bundle at Best Buy or something, was Rainbow Six Vegas 2. That's a fun game. Gears of War 3. Okay, gotcha. I was like, didn't we just look at that? But no, different Gears of War. De Blob 2. Some kids games. Back to Red Dead. think we've got a loose copy of Red Dead as well. Saints Row the Third. Okay, so I've got third and fourth then. Resident Evil, is this the original? Resident Evil 6. I've never played Resident Evil 1 or 2 or 3 even, but I have 4 and Resident Evil 0 on the GameCube that I've been meaning to play those for a little while. Cannot wait to get into that series. But I really just, I want to play like the first ones first, you know, that's just kind of how I like to do things in their release order, because that's just how the series progressed, and I never got to play them as a kid. So Mass Effect 3, some of these are going to sell pretty fast, even if like I don't really care about Mass Effect so much, but that's a popular series. Rage, I think I've heard of this, but I've not played it. It feels kind of heavy. Is it? Oh, it's a triple disc. Oh, it's got some extra games in there. Just Cause 2, Mafia 2, Call of Duty 4. So this doesn't actually have Rage in it. I wonder how many of these are going to have the wrong games. Saints Row the 3rd and the 4th. Saints Row 1 and 2. So this is the double pack. Okay, I saw this in there. And Saints Row 1 and 2. So I can play that series in order if I want. All the way through 4, which there's number 4 again, if it's in there. No, that's got Gears of War 2, but that was one that was not in the other ones. So they may just be kind of mixed up. All right, Fallout New Vegas. I've been wanting to check that out. Another game I haven't played. Beautiful Katamari. Okay, another kids game. I like the kids games because I can play them for like, 5 or 10 minutes, and then I'm done with them, and then I'm ready to sell these games. So that'll work. Borderlands. Don't care so much about that, but LA Noire, now that was a fun game, and I already have a copy of it, but this might be a different edition or something. I'm not sure. What's this? A Rockstar Badge Pursuit Challenge. Cool. Missing disc 2. Says disc 3. Maybe it's in that loose stack. We'll look here in just a second. Okay, this looks like the last box game, GTA 5. Again, I've got this on the PS4, and the graphics are going to be better on the PS4 versus the 360. If it was Xbox One, that would be kind of different. But let's come around to this side here and see what else we've got. Looks like maybe even more than what was advertised. Let's see, here's one more. Games. Another Saints Row the Third. So I may have 3 copies of that. And let's look at these. We've got Red Dead Redemption, Skyrim, Elder Scrolls 5, which is what that is. Oh, Alan Wake, nice. Hopefully these are not scratched up. They look pretty good, actually. Portal 2, all right. I've played plenty of Portal on PC or on my my MacBook is where I've played most of Portal, except for like the original one. Burnout Paradise, I've already got a copy of that. And this has got some scratches on it too. Oh, and Dishonored. Okay, one of my favorite streamers is playing Dishonored. I think there's only one Dishonored, and so I can play along now. How about that? So that's a pretty cool pickup on all these games. Let's see how many we got. So more than 30 games total, and at an average of, let's say I make $5 per game when these eventually sell, then that's 20 is $100. It's like $150 or more right there. So that's pretty good. I paid in total for all of this, including these Xboxes down in here. I only paid $100 to get all of this. So somebody, wanted to get some quick cash and didn't seem to really care too much about these old games, but I don't mind the slow burn of testing them, listing them, and selling them, especially as long as I'm getting to play. For me, it's new games, it's new content for me. So this is a headset, which, I don't really ever play online games where I need a headset, but now I can, I guess, if I want to. I think these plug into the controller, right? See if I can detangle that. Gotcha. What's this? Dr. Adam Phoenix for Service to Humanity. Why don't I know what this is? Shows how consistent of a gamer I am. This is some kind of special edition for, I still don't know. I don't know what it is. What the heck? Adam Phoenix, is that the name of the game? Gears of War 3 is what's in there. It can't be. Okay, it's like an extra Adam Phoenix pack. I don't know. I never played Gears of War, so what? I mean, you know, is this cool? Is this something? Do the kids like this? Huh? Do you kids? This is got some Phoenix here, a Phoenix flag. And some kind of last will and testament of Adam Jonathan Phoenix. So hey, I love selling these special edition kind of games because like steel books and anything along those lines, because it's just something unique. So that'll be pretty cool. Sell that in a box and clean it up a little bit. All right, little keyboard to plug into your Xbox controller. That's pretty cool. Should be 2 controllers in here. And I think this the Gears of War controller? I don't even know. One's a regular controller. They're in pretty good shape. A little bit of, can't tell if it's just dust or if they've got like kind of, no, it looks like they're just dusty. So that's not bad. So here's one 360. This is a different finish to it compared to the other 360 Slims that I've had. So I don't know if that was a special edition. This is model 1439, just the same as the others that I've had, so that's fine. But most of them have this more matte looking finish, like this one right here. And I'm told that they both work. This is another model 1439. So I got a matte and a shiny or a glossy. And with power supplies, that is it for both of these. Another word on these games, now that I've had a chance to go through them and open each of the boxes and see what was inside, there were quite a few mismatches, or at least like 6 of them seemed to be put in the wrong case. Then I discovered that these are both unopened, so that's pretty cool. That means they're brand new. They should be worth a little bit more that way. So this is pretty cool. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, another game I have on PS3. And this is not the Ezio collection, it's the like original one. So that's pretty cool. I will test it, probably play it a little bit too much because I like the game so much, but you know, just want to see what it's like on Xbox, I suppose. Then we've got Gears of War 2, Dragon Age. I don't think I have the box on that one. Army of Two. Grand Theft Auto 4 was actually inside the Grand Theft Auto 5 box, and now I'm excited because I didn't have this game. It's one of the few GTAs that I haven't ever played, starting with, well, actually all the way back to GTA 2. Fable 2, that should be another fun one to play, at least a little bit. And Far Cry 3, which again, I think I have this on PS3. I think it's already for sale, if I remember right. Or I don't know if I've tested all of those PS3 games yet. I started to do that the other day. But then everything else in here is correct. Everything in here is correct. And then we've got these games. So a total, when I added everything up with what, if I estimate a $5 profit per game, then I'll make out pretty good. There should be about $200 worth of profit after eBay fees, after taxes and everything that's involved in selling costs, not counting labor time because, you know, I work for myself doing this. Then that'll be pretty good. And then along with the Xboxes, another $100. So I was kind of right on as far as my estimates go, being maybe about $300 total after I'm done selling it. And I paid $100 for it. So that's a pretty good return on the investment, although it's going to take me longer than a day or two to test all of these, you know, individual titles. So that is something to consider. And this is also pretty cool. I know when some of these games were purchased, it's all the way back in 2013 by somebody named Elias. So I don't know if that's the little brother of the girl that sold it to me, or what. I don't know what that means exactly. Maybe Elias moved out and this was in the attic and they just found it and said, hey, let's get rid of this stuff. Who knows, and see what we can get for it. So that was a pretty good haul. I think that I'll have a lot of work to do, keep me busy with the games that I have to test and start getting those listed. And I'll have more to keep me going through the beginning of this year. I'm going to have to look for a lot more if I want to keep this up. But again, part of what I'm trying to do is not necessarily to become a full-time reseller. I do want to have a presence in the eBay space and possibly elsewhere, as far as, maybe I'll sell for my own website at some point. But I'm really just looking for a way to have another source of revenue, another income stream, so that I can pursue other things that I'm working on, including developing my own video game. I released a game last year, a free game on itch.io called Scare Pack, and inspired a lot by the Pac-Man game. In fact, it's really just a Pac-Man clone, but I learned basically how to make a game in Unity and how to program in C# on that project. So now I'm working on a new one, which I'll talk more about in other future videos.